Yeah.
And if they sit in the room, it's like they're being stabbed with glass everywhere.
Really?
They can. One woman, I had to have her sit on the floor and block herself by, I had a big bookcase, and she was like, because there was no place else in the room she could sit. She was in so much pain. Come on. Oh, as long as you're in line with your thing.
Oh, yeah.
However you set it up is fine. That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
I think, hold on. Because you moved.
Yeah, but,
Move over.
Which way?
This way.
This way?
No, the other way.
Other way?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because I feel bad. I feel so far away.
My energy is large. It will project out.
I believe so.
Okay, well, what happens primarily when someone comes to see me, usually they're sick in some way, shape, or form. They're sick with a physical disease, a cancer, a MS, tumors, all sorts of things, or they have addiction, whether it be drug addiction. I've had many heroin addicts come in here, and alcoholics, people who are depressed, people who are suicidal, people that have been institutionalized. There's all manner of people. And then there are people that come that feel that they have psychic abilities, or they feel terrible panic and anxiety, and they don't understand why. And what I've discovered is there's a link between panic and anxiety and psychic abilities. Okay? People don't recognize it or realize it, but they're what's called empaths. And an empath is someone that pulls in energy from everybody around them, but they pull it in through their solar plexus, and it creates panic and anxiety because they don't know what they're feeling. So depending upon who comes in the classroom or who comes in my room is how I have to treat it. So what I do first is I talk to them. If there's I believe through my own experience of the last 20 years that everyone that has a physical disease has an emotional trauma somewhere, even if it's in their childhood. So my job is to find it. First I ask certain questions. I try to figure out where the traumas came from. If they don't recognize it right away, I make them go all the way back to their childhood, and I can always find it. There's always something. But those traumas, if held inside long enough, and let's just say a trauma could be the loss of a loved one, deep anger, abuse of any kind, an alcoholic parent. There's so many different directions where people's self-esteem gets squashed, and over time it begins to build. Next thing you know, you have a disease, and that's where it comes from. Regardless of what the typical doctor world believes or the Western medicine believes, it comes from emotional upset. So I find it. When I find it, I then begin to teach how to release it, what they have to do to get rid of it. Now, I've had many people come in here that have been molested, okay? They're adults now when they come into me, but they were molested as a child. Some worse than others. I had a family of 5 once, all different people. And each one I have to approach from a different direction because everybody is so uniquely different. And once I get them to understand that there is a story behind the person who actually committed the abuse, and then there's a story behind them. Everybody has this story that some of it is learned behavior from a parental figure or a teacher, something. They've learned behaviors. Others, some things are maybe genetically predisposed. Okay, so I teach the story, and then I help them to go back and then begin to learn forgiveness. Okay, forgiveness is not for the person who committed the abuse. Forgiveness is for yourself, because if you don't let go, if you cannot forgive someone, over time you will develop a disease. So it's really for you. I'm only interested in the person that's sitting here, but it's my job to get them to understand that they have to let go of these traumas and these angers and understand. I had someone here recently whose father committed suicide, and there's a lot of anger involved, and you're young and you don't understand the why, and when you're a child you're very impressionable, and immediately it was my fault. Why did he leave me? Why isn't he here? And you find more and more and more reasons over time to be angry at that person because he wasn't there for this major event or this major event. So that all has to be taught. You have to teach people to forgive and to let go. So for me, that's a big component here. Another thing that I try to help people understand, or part of what they learn when they come, is how powerful their mind is. That the mind is the most powerful tool that we possess. Okay? It is the difference between prison and freedom. How you think. Okay? You can achieve anything if you put your mind to it, but you can also achieve despair and destruction if your mind is going in that direction. So it's important to get them to understand. We use the term cancel around here. If anybody says anything negative or thinks, if they think it and they catch it, they have to cancel it. Okay? Or you can say alt delete or whatever it is that you need to do in this world, but you have to cancel it out. I also believe that our thoughts are like radio waves. And I'll tell people, here I have a pretend little radio and I plug it into the wall and we turn on a knob and we tune it in and radio waves come out, voices come out all over the state, the county, the town, the country. We don't question how that happened, how it got to be that way, but these radio waves come out and people hear. Your thoughts are the same way, but they go out into the universe. And who's in the universe? Whatever you believe. You have God, you have saints, you have angels, you have guides, and you have loved ones. Okay? So they're all listening, and they're listening to your thoughts, and they're saying, oh, what does Larry want? Oh, Larry wants this. Oh, what does Mike want? Mike wants this, so let's give it to him. So Mike is afraid of something, so we're going to give him more fear. We're going to match. They don't care what your thoughts are. They give you what you put out. Okay? So if you have poverty thoughts, if you don't feel that you have enough to pay a bill, or, I can't make my car payment, or, money's really tight this month, I lost a couple of days at work, they will give you more bills. You'll have more poverty. So you have to put out the thought of abundance. Okay? So we put out a thought now that, well, I use a particular statement, and I usually say, I have to remember it now. I'm going blank on it, but I use it all the time. And there's so many of them. There's one big one that I give out to a lot of people. Going blank, that's because I have a camera on me. Oh, I have the magic purse of the Spirit, through which nothing can be depleted. Everything I put out comes back tenfold. Okay, so that's the one that I use normally. And there's another one that you can say, I thank God for my complete health, wealth, happiness, and love. Okay, there's different ways. God is a big part of what I do. Faith is a big part of what I do. Religion, however, is not. Okay, I teach every walk of life in here, every denomination. It doesn't make any difference to me, because I believe in one God. Okay, I am Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I even taught, CCD for a while, but I do not have that same concept anymore. I believe it's all one. It's all one, and religion is an organized, it's an organized business, okay, with good intention, okay? Everyone signs on with good intention, but then it becomes a big organization, okay? And it turns into control and money. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion. So now, I believe that everyone has, God is within you. Okay, God is within you. You could sit in church every day of the week and still go outside and somebody cuts you off and you're going to flip them the bird. Okay, it doesn't work for me. You have to carry it every day of your life. You have to be the good neighbor. Okay, you have to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay, this is how I feel. A good Christian, a good person is a good Christian. All right, so that's my take on it, and that's where I've come to be after all this time. Again, going back to your thoughts being, again, the most powerful tool. So you have to be careful what you put out. If you begin to put out negative thought forms to people, they come back at you tenfold. Okay, so if you're sending out a thought of anger at anybody, a friend, somebody, road rage, whatever it is, you're putting it out and it's going to come back to you. If you put out a thought of positivity, it will also come back to you. I teach my students in a road rage situation, I tell them make up a story. You know, pretend that the woman that just cut you off is racing to the school because her kid just got hurt on the playground. Or the man that just whizzed by you, or, you know, didn't put on his directional, is trying to catch a plane. Or his wife's in labor and he's trying to get to the hospital. So I said, you make it a game, okay, instead of being angry all the time. Take the anger out of it and turn it into a different game. And again, this is very helpful to you down the road. The less negative you put out, the more positive you're going to bring in. Same thing if you don't like someone, okay? If you project a positive light to that person, a positive thought form, it not only helps you because it comes back tenfold, it helps the person that you're sending the light towards because you're helping them to be a better person, which in the end is all anybody really should desire, that they're a better person. It's all about your thoughts. You can make or break your life. You can have anything that you desire. Happiness, health, wealth. You know, I manifest. It's called manifesting. I manifest all the time. I manifest the things that I desire. If I want I've done it so many times, even with cars. Cars is an easy example. It's not about alternative healing, but this is part of what I teach in here. How people to get what they desire in a positive means. So I could put out a thought that I want a particular car in a particular color. And they may not be able to be found because that particular color is a hot color and they're not supplying it. Everybody's got their... But I can do it, and I can always ask that it be for the highest good of all concerned. And I always get what it is that I put my mind out to. Okay, whatever it is, doesn't matter. So the same thing, or I'll talk about health for a second. I teach people never, never, never to fear disease. Okay? I just had a disease, all right? And I had to think about that for a minute because I don't get sick, all right? And I don't believe in it. And I don't go to doctors. I haven't seen them in a very, very, very long time. And my daughter was pressing me. You must go. You have to go. You have to do the responsible thing. You know, and it had been so many years since I had seen a doctor. And so finally I said, okay, get off my back. I'm going to go. And I made 5 different appointments with different doctors. I'm going to do it all at one time. And they all gave me the same appointment in the same week. I went to all these doctors and I found out that I had uterine cancer. And it was, you know, I never fear anything. I practice what I preach. I didn't even give it a second thought. I just said, okay, what do we got to do? How quick can we get it out? And let's go. And, you know, I had the surgery over, done with, no problem. I have no issues. And, but my husband has had cancer for this is going into the 11th year. And the first thing that I told him the day that he was diagnosed, I said, don't ever, ever, ever fear this. Because if you fear it, you will bring it to you faster. Because that is what the universe does. Remember how I explained it? Mm-hmm. They match what you put out. So if you fear something, I guarantee you, you're going to bring it to you like a magnet. Okay, so I told him that. He listened to me. He's been very good. He's had no problems. He's really been excellent until this past year. However, he also would not quit smoking. Now, I'm a healer. People come to me to be healed. They come here with diseases and put everything on me and expect me to fix it. And my husband, who lives in the same home, never got the idea that you must help yourself. God helps those that help themselves. And I've explained it. He's finally now stopped smoking, but it took him till a month and a half ago to stop smoking. I said, now I will help you. Okay? You know, it's not that I don't send prayers to him. It's not that I don't send healing thoughts to him. But I've told him that you must want to help yourself. If you don't want to help yourself, I can't help you. You know, because it's going to be pointless. You have to put in the work. You have to do the work as well. So he's already on the mend. Everything is going in his favor, and I'm sure it will continue that way as long as he behaves himself. But I think he's finally got it. Took a while. His head was a little thicker than most.
Like me.
But I've seen things happen. All right, I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain to you some situations that I've had of healing. okay, of more miracle situations.